All right, everybody. So we are looking at pavement markings in this video, and there's really only two different types or two different colors of pavement markings, and then there's variations of those. But white lines. White lines separate lanes of traffic traveling in the same direction. So if you have been out on the road, many of you have noticed there's a white line running down the shoulder or the side of the road. That's saying that you can drive onto the shoulder and you can drive back on your lane, but you really shouldn't drive out there. It's more of like pull over onto the shoulder. Um, if you have lines that are composed of dash lines, though, that's usually where you can make lane changes. Now, you're not passing necessarily, you're just making a lane change. And a lane change, you could probably see this out on the freeway in between lanes that you can move from lane to lane freely. Of course, you can pass someone, but you can also pass someone when you have yellow lines too. So there is a little bit of a difference here. This is one-way traffic going in the same direction. Now, if you get those dashes and they become thicker and fatter, that means that your lane is about to run out or it will end. You'll see this a lot where, the freeway has 3 lanes, all of a sudden it goes down to 2. It'll warn you with warning signs and it'll warn you with the markings on the road. If you have solid white lines, like if you go to Minneapolis into the Lowry Hill Tunnel, the only tunnel we have down in Minneapolis, you're going to see that it turns white in between. It is not illegal to cross that single white line, but it is discouraged because, of course, if you're in the tunnel and something happens, then you could back up traffic for quite a while with some kind of accident in the tunnel. Obviously, crosswalks and parking stalls and things like that also have solid white lines. If you have a double solid white line, you cannot cross over that. It is illegal. So you're looking at carpool lanes are separated by this many times, so they don't want you switching into carpool lanes when it's unsafe to do so. So in this picture, you can see that we've got box number 1 and 2 here, lanes number 1 and 2, and you can go from lane to lane. And my little green marker didn't go off of the other one, but 3 and 4, you can switch lanes between those back and forth as you choose. Yellow lines. Yellow lanes separate traffic moving in opposite directions. Solid yellow means that you cannot pass. You cannot cross out onto it. And what I've heard from police officers is as soon as you cross that line, they're within their right to legally pull you over and give you a citation for that. So you don't want to be on that yellow line. A line composed of dashes, though, you can pass during that, but you have to be passing in that section of yellow dash line and come back before it goes solid. Solid yellow line on one side with a dashed yellow line on the other means that one side can pass. The side that's closest can switch lanes and pass and come back. The side that's closest to the dashes, that is. So if we look here, and then 2 dash lines running down the middle means neither side can go. So if we look here at our picture, this top one, you can go lane to lane up here. In this one, we've got a curve. Now we've got dashes on the top and solid on the bottom. The dash line, yes, you can go in onto that other lane to pass. And this line, no, you can't. And the reason for it is you're coming around that curve and couldn't see. Here, neither side can pass, and here, neither side can pass as well. So, solid means you just can't go there. Now, this one has a solid and dashes in the middle, and we have one of these in Watertown. What's going to happen is you can move into that lane and make a turn. You can't move into that lane and come back down to the lane where the yellow car is. So the yellow car might do this, where it would drive along, move in, pause a second, and then make its left turn.